Welcome to Sliver and Bite TV. Let's cook another Thai favourite, Thai red curry. Similar to the green and yellow curry, the Thai red curry runs a little hotter. For a more condensed version of this recipe, click the banner above. Let's get started. We're going to dice up the chicken and then we are going to velvet the chicken. Velveting is a fancy term of tenderizing. We do this by massaging some baking soda into the chicken, covering and placing in the fridge for approximately 10 minutes, washing the baking soda off with cool water, patting dry the chicken and then cooking. It is an absolute game changer. Now that I've diced the chicken, I will sprinkle over some baking soda, roughly half a tablespoon per chicken breast. Massage that in. Cover with some cling film and then off into the fridge for no longer than 15 minutes, otherwise it may turn to mush. Now pouring over some cool water, cold tap water is absolutely fine, and using your hands or a spatula, wash the baking soda off of the chicken. And with the magic of TV, I will drain the water off. And now with a clean tea towel, I will spread this over and pat it dry. We certainly don't want too much moisture left on the chicken. Previously, I've used paper towel. However, the paper towel tends to stick to the chicken once it dries. Now just bringing over my induction cooktop and then tossing in the coconut oil. And this is over a medium-high heat. Once that's melted down, you can start throwing in your chicken. We want to make sure we don't overcrowd it because it will just turn to a stew. We want to ensure that we're evaporating any of the juice from the chicken off. So you can simply cook the chicken in 2 sessions. And you can most definitely use vegetable oil or canola oil to cook your chicken. Whenever I'm using coconut milk or cream, I like to use the coconut oil because it's keeping within the same taste profile. When cooking the chicken, we only need to cook it 80% of the way because it will be simmering in the curry liquid for a good 30 to 40 minutes. So after 10 to 15 minutes, you will end up with your chicken looking like this. You may see a few little pink bits, but that is okay. I'm making a little well in the center of the pan, and I'm going to grate in some palm sugar. Again, keeping within the theme of coconut. Now grating in some ginger. And a few cloves of garlic. You can definitely chop this up into a fine mince, but when using this grater, make sure you don't grate your fingers off. With the fine grater, you need to make sure you're either tapping it out or using the wooden spoon to scrape it out of the little grooves. In with the chilli. And instead of fresh kaffir lime leaves, I'm actually using some ribbons that you can actually get that are in a juice from the grocery store. And then in with the lime juice. And we're going to let that sizzle for about 1 minute. This assists in developing the flavour. I wasn't happy with the amount of garlic that I put in, so I'm going to put in another couple of cloves. The longer you cook garlic, the less taste it has, so it won't be too overpowering. Now you can introduce those flavours into the chicken. And then just making another well, ready to add in the red Thai curry paste. I'm going to let that sizzle for about 30 seconds before introducing 3/4 of the coconut cream. I always like to leave just a little bit left over in the event that it is too loose. You can always add in more liquid. You can't take it out. I've just poured in some fish sauce. And sprinkling over and mixing in the sliced bamboo. Now you're seeing me use the pestle to bruise the lemongrass stalks. This just helps it flavour the curry a lot easier. And now I'm going to add in the remaining coconut cream. And then mixing that through, and I'm actually going to cover this for a good 10 to 15 minutes just to let everything marry together. And while that's simmering away, I'm getting the rice ready. I'm using a rice cooker. It is just so easy to measure out the rice and the water and let it do its thing. Just checking on the curry now, just making sure I mix it around a bit so it's cooking evenly. And this is also a great time for a taste test. But be warned, the flavours develop much further into the actual cook, and also, like my sister reminded me today, you actually get the best out of your curry the next day. After thinking about it a little bit, I figured I would just add a little more lime. And now I'm adding in my Thai basil ribbons. and using a peeler to finely peel in some shallot. And you'll see in the tray next to me that I've got some additional chili and I've got some ginger and some garlic in the event that I did need to manipulate the taste even further. There's nothing worse than packing everything away only to have to drag it back out because you wanted to add a little more of something. A little stir and then back on with the lid to simmer for another 10 or so minutes, and just reducing the heat down to low. I believe that this has been on for a good 50 minutes now. By all means, if it has evaporated off quite a bit, you can add in a little bit more of the coconut cream. You just need to be mindful. The more of the cream or the milk that you add into it, you will be diluting the taste, so just be careful. Another taste test, and we're almost ready to serve. I like to either turn the rice cooker off at the wall or remove it from the warming bowl because it tends to dry out the very base of it. Just removing the lemongrass stalks. And then having a little stir to see if there's any more around, because there is nothing worse than biting into something so flavoursome. Then just making some room to put a little air into the rice and then dumping that into a large serving bowl. And I like to separate a little bit of the sauce. This allows the consumer to be able to add a little more sauce at their discretion. And now just going to spoon on the chicken and any other solids. And then garnishing with some coriander, some chilli, and some of the Thai basil ribbons. And lastly, just a little more sliced shallots, just for a little bit of sweetness and crispness. And there you are. We've done it. A Thai red curry. Restaurant quality food right at home with authentic flavours, with the added benefit of knowing exactly what is in your food. Thanks for joining me. See you soon.